Hello everyone, in today's video we're going to be taking a look at how we can detect and destroy underground targets in command modern operations. For those of you who are not familiar with underground targets, there's a wide variety of them available. The most simple one, of course, is if I click on this guy right here, is our lovely underground hangar, which is auto-detectable. Now when people are like, how do you know that something is going to be underground? Or how do you know that something is going to be a target we can't find? Well, if you were to actually click on a unit that is an underground, what you can do is scroll down and you'll see a couple things. First of all, you're going to notice its category is building underground. And the second thing you're going to notice is it has no signatures. When something has no signatures, it's the universal sign you're dealing with an underground target. So if I can also come over here and type in underground, you can see a wide variety of different items. I got fuel tanks and stuff like that. But again, the key thing here is it says the word underground. The other key thing you'll probably notice, again, no signature. Now that no signature is problematic for us, and I'll show you why. If I were to zoom way in here and I'll activate God's Eye view, you'll observe that we have a bunker that is not auto-detectable, and you'll notice we have an underground hangar, which is detectable. Now, if I take my Reaper here, I'll go ahead and shut off auto detection real quickly here. I have it just kind of do its little flyby here. You will notice, no matter how close you get, you will never ever detect something that is a bunker that is not auto detectable. That's a mouthful. The reason you need to keep that in mind is if you are a scenario designer and you're trying to make that bunker nobody can see, you can do that. Another thing people sometimes do is they use the bunkers and they do silly things like they mount radar masts to it, and it creates sort of an interesting little how does that work kind of question. But again, it depends on the scenario designer there. So now that we've seen how to go ahead and detect these things, let's take a look at how we're actually going to engage them. So let me go ahead and grab my Reaper. I'm going to pull him to the side here because I don't want to accidentally with some of the damage here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to try to attack it with a B-52. And B-52 is a very interesting unit for this purpose because, number one, it does a great job of blowing anything up that you drop bombs on. The second problem is this. Shift F1, left click. You will notice here that I'm out of range, but that's okay. I'm going to allocate all my weapons to that target just like that. I've got 108 Mark 82s ready to go here. We're going to lose some altitude here. I got to be careful with my time acceleration. All right, we're going to make a pass. We're lining ourselves up. Remember, we are targeting the underground aircraft shelter here. Remember, this was an auto-detected unit. If it was not an auto-detected unit, things would go a little differently as well. So our B-52s are running along here. I really wish he had more control over like the time pauses, like you could do like 8x or something, but I get why they did it the way that they did it. All right, here they come. So our B-52 is going to come rolling over. One mistake I always do is it auto cancels everything. Nope, we have allocator, we're good. So he's going to come flying over the top. Here we go. B-52 time. B-52 on something that's underground. B-52, oh, there goes. Good job, B-52. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh! All right, let's go ahead and switch to the other team real quickly here and see how we did. You'll observe that no damage was done. And it's actually kind of fun because you can come down here, and if you look, you'll observe that every single one of the Mark 82s had missed because we can't hit something that's underground like that. So you say, oh, that's not a problem. I'll just use a bigger bomb. Okay, we can do that too. So what I'm going to do is grab myself a nuclear weapon here. Everybody knows my not love for nuclear weapons here. Shift F1, we're going to go ahead and launch all of the nuclear weapons at this particular target. Now, these are 15 kiloton bombs. They do the job. These are definitely good if you need to dig a well in the backyard or something like that. This would definitely be the type of weapon to utilize for that purpose here. So again, these are nukes. They're not penetrating nukes. They're just basically tactical. Like I said, 15 kilotons. You know, that's big enough. It's big enough. That's a fat boy kind of a thing. Let's just I'll let this kind of fly over. I love watching the airplanes do power donuts there as these weapons are re-entering the atmosphere. Notice they're 570 kilometers up right now. To make their way all the way down. Meanwhile, the good folks here at my target region are about to, hey, what's that white line I'm seeing cutting through the atmosphere at maximum speed? Surprise! That's it. What do you think? Nice, huh? Let's take a look. So you'll observe here that our target was completely unaffected. Again, one of them, of course, malfunctioned. That always happens. But you'll notice nothing. Absolutely nothing. Our aircraft hangar is utterly unscratched. Also, our little bunker that we've been hiding this entire time is just sort of chilling there. Now, some of you, of course, say, well, what if you dropped a Tsar bomb on it? You're going to be disappointed. I'm sorry. So we need a different type of weapon to attack underground bunkers. And the weapon of choice, of course, is going to be something with a penetrator warhead. So as you can see, I've got my F-16 CM Block 52 Falcon. And on board, you'll notice that it is packing one of these lovely things here. This is a GBU-24C. This has this funky warhead known as the BLU-116/B. The /B is the magic here. So if I actually hit /B over here, for example, you'll notice here, I'll give you this little description. And when we come down to the bottom, it will say the word penetrator. A penetrator is the magic term that you're going to need. You'll actually see here if I come in here and if I type in PENE traitor, you'll notice that there are many countries that have all sorts of different penetrating weapons. For example, you'll notice this guy right here, the Popeye IIR, is also a penetrating weapon. You can see this one's specifically designed for the purposes of basically getting in. Israel here, you can see the Laser JDAM, the MPR 500, specially designed system for the purposes of trying to hit stuff that's underground. So our F-16, of course, we're packing, like I said, the GBU-24 here. It's the Paveway. It's a 2 BLU-116/Bravo there, which is a pretty solid little tool here. One of the things you'll need to know here is it's intended for low altitude delivery. It's got mid-course autopilot and all that other great stuff there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my F-16. I'm going to go ahead and order him to drop down to a middle altitude here. It's going to be perfectly fine for him. He's going to start swinging in. Get my Shift F1 key going on there. I'm going to go ahead and drop 2 of those. That's perfectly fine. And let him just kind of zip by and sort of do his little deed here. All right, F-16 coming across Litchfield here. He's just swinging into Farmington, heading for the, actually, Farmington would be down here, somewhere like Bristol. Swinging around here, we're coming right over the course. Oh boy, mountain range. There's Robertson Airport right there on the right. F-16's coming in. He's got himself this special penetrator warheads of justice. Let's see what happens. And fire in the hole, fire in the hole, fire in the hole. Now, these weapons, as weird as it sounds, you would think they would basically fly more vertically. Instead, these kind of come out horizontally. I'm not judging. I just find that interesting. I didn't design the weapons, so I'm not sure on that one. All right, let's see here. 530 knots. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Here we go. Here we go. This underground aircraft hangars. Hey, undergrounds, guess what? Let's see what happens. So when I switch to weather, you will observe that the underground aircraft shelter here did take damage. As a matter of fact, not only did it take damage, finally, but it is also on fire, which is, it's a good thing for the people attacking it, not a good thing for the people down there trying to desperately get to the exits at the moment, or, trying to fight that fire as well. When I come over here, one of the things you're going to notice here is it said armor penetrated. The reason this is a big deal is our underground aircraft shelter isn't just underground, it's also 3,200 damage points of durability, which means it takes a really hard hit to disable. So, I come down here, I can see we penetrate. Both of these actually did hit, and did do some damage here, which is exactly what we wanted to do. So as you can see, underground targets are tricky. There's a lot of kind of fun ways to play with underground targets. I've seen some people say, well, I noticed that there's an underground entrance. Do we need to use the underground entrance? Well, that would be more for a mission that told you attack the underground entrance. It doesn't block airplanes underground from getting onto the surface or anything. It's also worth noting that there's underground piers as well, which gives you the ability to launch submarines without anybody noticing, kind of a thing. Kind of a fun little toy. But other than that, enjoy.